Welcome to The Explainer. Look, if you've been looking around your industry lately and feeling this just overwhelming sense of falling behind in the AI revolution, you are definitely not alone. It can kind of feel like everyone around you suddenly speaks this entirely new language that you just don't get. But today, we're going to fix that. We are laying out a concrete, step-by-step roadmap to get you completely caught up on AI in 2026.
To kick us off, listen to what tech educator Lori Wang has to say about this. She points out that the gap between where you are right now and where you actually need to be is much, much smaller than you think. There's this massive myth floating around that AI is this deeply complicated, highly technical thing that you can't possibly grasp unless you've got a computer science background, and we are going to totally debunk that today.
So let's get right into it. How do you actually learn AI in 2026? The truth is, knowing how to use AI is no longer just some niche party trick. It is rapidly becoming a basic expected professional skill. Employers aren't just hoping you know it, they're expecting it. But the good news? The technical barrier is lower than it has ever been, and we're going to show you exactly how to navigate it.
All right, here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll establish the 2026 AI baseline. Then we hit a fork in the road where you choose your learning path, either becoming a no-code power user or a technical AI builder. And finally, we'll wrap up with the essential skills everyone needs and the mistakes you absolutely have to avoid.
Okay, part 1, the 2026 AI baseline, the new professional standard. The absolute most important thing to realize right now is that AI is the great equalizer. It honestly doesn't matter what your current job title is, what your degree is in, or how many years of experience you've racked up. What matters is your ability to effectively integrate it into your work.
To get there, you've got to know where you currently stand. Most people right now start out as AI curious, kind of a dabbler. You've played with ChatGPT a bit, but aren't really sure how to make it useful. From there, you move to AI literate, where you might use it for some brainstorming or quick writing, but it's pretty informal. Our ultimate goal with this explainer is to fast-track you straight to AI native, where you become a workflow architect. That means AI is completely seamlessly woven into how you plan, create, and execute your work every single day.
Moving on to part 2, choose your learning path, the fork in the road. Before you sign up for a single course or play with a new tool, you've got to make one crucial decision. You're standing at a fork in the road here. Do you simply want to use AI tools, or do you want to build them? Take a look at the stark contrast between these two options. Path A is the power user. The barrier to entry here is basically zero. It requires absolutely no coding, you can start seeing real value in a matter of days, and it's designed to literally multiply your daily output. Then you have Path B, the builder. Now this is rigorous. It requires learning Python, learning math, and it takes months of study before you see real value. But, and it's a big but, the long-term career ceiling and the potential rewards are significantly higher. Let's dive into that first option. Part 3, the no-code power user, Path A. This is such an empowering and accessible route for professionals who just want to stay super competitive in their current roles. And again, the best part? Zero coding.
Now, a true power user doesn't just treat AI like a hammer for every single nail. They know exactly which of the big 3 language models to deploy for specific tasks. So ChatGPT is really your go-to for reasoning, structured instructions, and complex multi-step problems. Claude, on the other hand, absolutely shines when you need nuanced editing, careful instruction following, or long-form writing. And Gemini? That's your best bet if your workflow is already deeply integrated into Google Workspace. Living in Docs, Sheets, and Gmail all day.
Okay, so how do you actually talk to them? Prompt design sounds incredibly technical, but I promise you, it's really not. Think of it exactly like briefing a super smart but maybe slightly literal intern. You just need to follow this straightforward 5-part framework. You give the AI a role, you provide the context, state the specific task, lay out your constraints, and dictate the final format. That's the whole shebang. See how this works in practice? It's brilliant. You literally tell it, you are a senior marketing strategist. Boom, that's the role. Launching a B2B SaaS, there's your context. Write 3 subject lines, the task. Under 10 words, the constraints. As a numbered list, the format. By structuring your prompt exactly like this, you completely remove the guesswork for the AI. You get immediate, high-quality output tailored precisely to what you need without writing a single line of code. But here's the crucial point. These tools are really only as good as your daily habits around them. Being AI native means doing things like breadcrumbing, which is saving your chat links right inside your project docs so you can remember the AI's reasoning months down the line. It means building swipe files of your best AI outputs to use as future style guides. But my absolute favorite is the 3-minute rule. Basically, before starting any task, ask yourself if AI can do the first draft. If the task takes you longer than 3 minutes to do manually, the answer is almost always yes. Let the AI do it.
All right, shifting gears to part 4, the Technical AI Builder, Path B. This is for those of you who want to specialize in actually building AI systems, maybe transitioning into data science or AI development. The demand here is off the charts, but it requires serious patience, consistency, and a real willingness to learn the underlying mechanics.
Before you even think about writing code, you have to understand the lay of the land. This hierarchy perfectly visualizes where the tools we use today actually sit. Artificial intelligence is the massive umbrella. Inside of that, you have machine learning. A specific subset of that is deep learning. And finally, sitting all the way at the most specific end of that spectrum is generative AI, which is exactly what powers the tools like ChatGPT and Claude that we just talked about.
Now, to be a builder, yes, you do need some math, but let's just relieve some anxiety right here. You do not need to master every advanced field of mathematics. You just need the foundation. Linear algebra helps you understand how data is actually represented. Calculus helps you understand how these models learn and optimize themselves. And statistics helps you interpret the model's outputs. You really just need enough to grasp why a model is behaving the way it does.
Once you've got the landscape and the foundation down, you move to the modern tool stack. Python is your absolute, non-negotiable first step. It is the fundamental language of AI. From there, you'll be grabbing open-source models from Hugging Face, you'll use LangChain to connect those models to your own external data, and you'll rely on PyTorch as your heavy-duty framework for deep learning.
Which brings us to our final section, Part 5, Essential Skills and Mistakes, Universal Truths for 2026. Because let's bring it all back together. Whether you decided to be a power user or a technical builder, there are universal truths, common skills, and frankly, massive pitfalls that apply to absolutely everyone operating in the AI space right now. These are the highly in-demand skills today. You need to understand AI automation, chaining different actions together, but you really want to pay special attention to RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. This is essentially connecting AI directly to your own secure company data, so it doesn't just hallucinate answers. We are also seeing this huge shift toward AI agents, systems that don't just answer your prompts, but autonomously plan and execute multi-step goals. These are moving rapidly from fun experiments to production-ready workflows right now.
But with those cool new skills come some major pitfalls you have to dodge. You've got to watch out for security blindness. Literally never paste sensitive company data into a public AI model, guys. But actually, the most dangerous trap for anyone learning this is probably tutorial hell. You know what I mean? Watching endless videos about AI is not the same as learning AI. Every hour you spend passively watching something has to be matched by an hour of hands-on building. And that leads directly to the perfect antidote to the magic wand fallacy. AI is not going to do 100% of your work for you. The realistic, healthy mindset you need to adopt is the 80-20 rule. Expect the AI to do 80% of the heavy lifting and that initial messy drafting. But always leave that final 20% for your critical human judgment, context, and polish.
We have covered a tremendous amount of ground today, but information is totally useless without action. The best time to start learning AI was 3 years ago, but the second best time? It's this weekend. You need to pick one small, real-world project to start before Monday. Don't just enroll in another course. Automate a boring task or finally summarize that massive document you've been putting off for weeks.
Which brings us to our final question for you. You've seen the roadmap. You know exactly what's required. Are you going to be a power user, leveraging natural language to multiply your output? Or are you going to be a technical builder, diving into Python to create the systems of tomorrow? Make your choice, log into a platform, and decide right now, what are you going to build before Monday?